Well, hello and welcome to my very first Plan With Me Gratitude and Memory Keeping edition. To keep it short, I want to start off by saying I received these two products for Mother's Day, and I seriously cannot wait to use them as they start in July. So I decided to start with the week of Memorial Day, and I'm going to use an undated planner that I got at a really decent price to begin with. So I went ahead and made some stickers for myself with the use of a Cricut machine, and you can find a copy of these or at least a link I'm going to put on my website. So go ahead and check out stitchpiration.com if you like these stickers and want to use them for your own planner. So I originally started gratitude journaling last year before I even started using a happy planner, and I just kind of I don't know, I ran out of time, and it was too that's pretty much what it was. It basically took too long for me to put the thing together, as I literally made everything by scratch with scrap paper and that. And it was even before I had a Cricut, so I couldn't even cut with that. So I really loved gratitude journaling, and it took too much time, and I kind of forgot about it and put it off to the side and kept saying I would go back to it, and I never did. So with receiving that journal that I showed at the beginning of this video, the idea came back to me, and it was like, man, you should really start, keeping a gratitude log or journal again, because again, like I really enjoyed keeping one. So I decided that instead of just starting in July with the new planner that I got, I wanted to try it out on an undated planner just in case if it didn't work out, or that I can maybe tweak it a little bit over the next 4 weeks just to make sure that I'm getting what I want. Now, as you can see, I covered up the Monday through Sunday with the days of the week that I made, just because I want a picnic theme, as this is made for the week of Memorial Day. And I just pretty much print off all my little photo stickers, and I line them up on the page and kind of get a feel for where I want them to go. And I also make these little framed boxes here so that I can type in just little memories or captions for that day to help me remember what's actually going on in that day. And I also want to note that the planner that I will be using and the one that I am using in this video is a classic size planner. And the reason being is, again, I received that classic, I believe it's called the Happy Year 2019-2020 Happy Year Edition. And it is a classic size planner, and there is a big size available, but I mean, I received the thing as a gift, and like, I'm not gonna go out and get the big size planner. So again, well, not even again. There seems to be more stickers in the classic size, and I wanted a versatility for when I do actually start keeping a journal in that planner, if that makes sense. So yeah, no, so I decided to stick with the classic size for my gratitude and memory keeping. But if you choose to use the big one, I'm sure you could even do the same here. The sticker set that I did make, though, is sized to fit the classic sized Happy Planner layout perfectly, though. So keep that in mind if you are using the sticker set that I have laid out for us in this video. So, if you are unfamiliar with what a gratitude journal or log is, I just want to quickly describe it here, that it's basically a log that you're keeping of things that you're grateful for, and that you appreciate in your everyday life. Because if you're like anybody else, um, just going through the motions of day to day life can get tiresome, and you kind of get into a rut of where you kind of oversee the little things in life that kind of add up and make for an enjoyable life. So, I mean, we all have a lot to be grateful for, and it's just commonly overlooked in day to day life, and you really don't think too much about those things until you don't have access to them, or you're blocked from them, or just maybe maybe it was a loved one that had just passed, and you really don't appreciate the time that you have with that person until that person has passed and is no longer here to share time with. So, to get back to what I'm doing here, I always take my pages out from the disc on the left side just because I just feel like those discs get in the way. And I'm gonna have to apologize here for like the next minute or two of this because my camera was on the fritz and it kept going out on me as I was filming. So there's going to be a lot of fading in and out, but again, the same concept here applies. I'm just taking my boxes and my photos and I'm moving them around on the page just to get a feel for spacing and the layout. And oh god, there's my little planning buddy right there. And I had to include him and of course my snake. And this is when I start realizing, because I did make some photos in circles, and I just didn't want too many of the circles all in one cluster. And then again, I have a blue and red layout, and I started realizing like, oh god, you got too much of the one color in one area, so I had to move those around again. And once I get a feel for, how I want these things to be laid out, I'll start sticking them to the page. And the printer paper that I use, which I got a great deal on Amazon for, but I mean, this stuff is great because it sticks really, really great to the paper, but it's also easy to peel off if I don't like where my picture ended up being posted. And as you can tell, I end up sticking and resticking a lot. Yeah, definitely with this layout because this was the first time that I've ever worked with photos. And oh, another thing that I want to mention in this video, and if anybody can help me, please post it in the comments area. But I came out with really good photos for this project, but I'm not really happy with the way that they were printed, or that, like, I don't know, like the quality that they came out of. So if any of you already do gratitude journaling or memory keeping with your happy planner, and if you have a product or like even a method of printing out your photos, please share it in the comments area down below because I would love to know what it is that you're doing and if it's working for you, because I know I could be making this a little bit better. I'm just not quite sure of how to do that yet, since this is my first layout. And if I come across anything, I'll be sure to include it in my following videos after this. So, planners got to stick together. So if you know of any products that can assist me here in this process, again, please feel free to share it in the comments. I will, I will be very grateful for it. No pun intended with the video that we're filming here. So, just to finish some things up here, I'm just gonna move these little flags or banners around, and I did make a few of those in each color with an area to write in, just because I'm gonna use them as like little captions for some of my photos. because some of them don't really need an actual like large area as in the text boxes, like the snake, because that's Teddy the snake. So I mean that I don't really need a whole text box for that. So just a little caption area is good enough. And let's see here, this should be finishing this up. I really wasn't sure of where to put the circle, and then it kind of stuck to the page as I was moving it around. And it's like, well, that's where you're gonna end up. Now, with just a couple minutes left in this video, as I'm sure you can tell, I like super sped this up for you. I think this whole process took like 2 hours to actually do. So I'm not gonna put you through that grueling process, but I just wanted to note that I did end up covering up those little flowers or bushy type things at the bottom of the page, just because like I wanted that full picnic theme. So I ended up covering those up, and I also made like these cute little icon type things, and I believe those came off of Vect Easy from a creator called Heidi Dolly, I believe. I'm gonna put a link in that in the description down below. But she does some really amazing work, and I like using a lot of her icons in my sticker sets that I do make. And just to finish up, uh, on the bar side, I'm keeping where I'm going to list the things that I'm grateful for that week. And this is what it looks like in the end. And again, if you like what you see, please visit me at stitchpiration.com.